Okay, so today I'm very excited to share a project called Instant Canvas, which is a companion for agentic tools such as Claude Code that I created to kill admin panels. With Instant Canvas and Claude Code, you can simply wrangle data, ask tough questions, and then render them in beautiful charts and reports. Because admin panels, let's be honest, they really suck and they really never answer your questions. While AI, on the other hand, is great at answering questions, but sometimes kind of sucks at rendering them. So this is Instant Canvas. It's a local server that runs on your computer. I'll show you in a minute how to spin that out. And here, for example, I'll show you a simple report. This is a 3D graphs that is fully interactive. Instant Canvas supports like a huge amount of 2D and 3D graphs, so there's plenty to choose from simple to complicated. They're also interactive. Well, here's the 3D graphs, and I have a slider. I can show like the data for 2011 or 2012. And you can also, like, for example, close this. Here I got a presentation, slide deck. I can render that as a PDF if I want. I can also print it as a PDF. Super useful because, again, typically markdown sucks to produce like reports for stakeholders. So that's in a nutshell what you're looking at here, and we're going to dive deeper in this video about what this thing can do and how it does it. But really the goal here is to kill the admin panels and instead free the data, include the data to Claude, and then let Claude wrangle all the data, answer questions from simple to complicated, and simply visualize the data rather than having complicated BI tools that nobody can read. Here, ask whatever questions you want, get answers, and leave. So I've been thinking about that type of tools for a long time, but I never had the time to implement that idea. But thanks to agentic programming, I managed to build it under a week. So this project is totally free, it's open source, and it's a tool that I built part of my bigger project called HappySkills. So if you're not familiar with HappySkills, please check it out in the link below. And that's it. So what's the big idea here with Instant Canvas? Well, like I said, for the last 2 decades or so, give or take, if you wanted to answer a question about your data, you had to build an admin panel or some form of online dashboard. And then you'd have to maintain it so you could keep answering a question that somebody maybe asked last year. And that's the old world. This type of admin panels and online dashboard, I describe them as answers warehouses. In the AI era, that's backward. An agent can pull the data, reason about it, and deliver the answer on the fly, then throw it away. So here we're moving from answer warehouses to answer delivery. And with tools like Claude Code, the answers part is basically solved. You point it at your data and it wrangle, slice, and reason faster than any analyst. So Claude Code is genuinely great at data science now, but there are 2 places it still gets stuck. First, seeing the data. A text answer is great, but often you just need to look at it. And today, to get a chart, you ask Claude to spin up an HTML page, pick a chart library, wire up the axes, find the CSS, and you reinvent that wheel every single time. So totally possible to not use Instant Canvas and still get visualization, but that's quite impractical, especially if you want to move fast, if you want to go very quickly, and you don't want to just have to think too much about which library and so on and so forth. Second, there is the presentation part. Very often, Claude is brilliant at markdown, but the moment you need a real deliverable, like, for example, a commercial report with a table of contents, or a scientific white paper with proper equations, a slide deck for stakeholders, well, at that point, Claude Code is stuck. So how do you turn your markdown into that? So that's why I built Instant Canvas, to overcome both challenges. It's a local runtime your agent drives, the agent writes a little JSON, and Instant Canvas renders it in your browser. I have included plenty of different chart types, both 2Ds and 3Ds. It supports printing to PDFs, including the whole slide decks instantly. So no chart libraries to choose, no wheel to reinvent. So with that said, let's get some data and do a demo. And what we're going to do is that we're going to pick up some data, we're going to visualize the data, we're going to wrangle it, we're going to get insights, and then we're going to create presentations, and then you're going to be able to see how you could, with this basic example, how you could extrapolate that to anything you want, such as asking for a sales report, an engagement report, doing very complicated math and data wrangling to find insights about how your business is performing and so forth. So for this, what we can do here is that we can go to the UCI machine learning repository. It's a free open source website where you can get a lot of open source data. We're going to get the bike sharing open source data. This is a data set that covers 2 years of ride sharing in Washington, D.C. We're going to download that. All right, done. Then we're going to just unzip this guy. Data. I'm going to move this into a new project called demo. All right, demo. So before we do that, we're going to have to install Instant Canvas. And like I said, Instant Canvas is a skill. Actually, we haven't talked about what Instant Canvas is. Instant Canvas is just a skill. So there's no MCP, no running servers in the background. It's very, very simple. It's just a single set of skills, and they're hosted, like I said, on HappySkills. HappySkills, it's like, imagine it's NPM package for skills. I currently have almost like 65,000 skills already there, so you can find them there. You can either come and type Instant Canvas, and here it is, this guy here, or you can go on Google, type Instant Canvas HappySkills, and that's it. That's the first result set here. And so what you could do is that you could simply come here and copy this command and run it in your project, and that's at that point that would install all the skills. But I want to take the time to show you how HappySkills works. So we're going to simply install HappySkills in the demo project. And HappySkills is, like I said, it's a package manager for skills. The great thing is that once HappySkills is itself a series of skills. So once HappySkills is inside your project, you can simply talk to it and it'll do all the rest for you. So here we're going to start Claude, and I'm going to simply say, ask it to find Instant Canvas and install it. Use HappySkills to install Instant Canvas. So here HappySkills is auto-triggered because I used the word use HappySkills, and it's going to do a query to the database and use a fuzzy logic, figure out if we have it here, Instant Canvas, and now it's going to simply install it. Installed, done. So now if you want to see what it looks like in the code editor, you can see I get my Claude folder here. These are all the HappySkills that helps to manage any skills you want, including authoring yours or creating new skills, and we have here Instant Canvas. So Instant Canvas is now in our project, and we also have the data that we want to wrangle, which are just here. So if I reopen code here, all right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Claude to get familiar with the data. Can you please get familiar with the data located under the data folder? Just FYI, those data are from the UCI machine learning repository, which hosts a lot of open source data, and that one is a dataset called bike sharing. So here, nothing special. This is your usual Claude Code. It's simply going to look at the data, wrangle it. The only reason I give a bit more feedback about the data is just in our reports. Moving forward, it knows what is the data source of this data set. And so now we're going to let Claude do its work and simply analyze the data. Great. So now Claude is done with analyzing the data. So the first thing I'll ask is to simply get a plain overview of the data. So I can simply say, use Instant Canvas to provide a plain overview, the headline numbers, the trend over the 2 years, a monthly table, and a season breakdown. Feel free to provide your 2 cents in the initial report inside this set of visualizations. So here, again, like I said before, you could have asked Claude to simply build HTML pages to render the data, but that would have taken a lot of time. I mean, it's relative, but it would have had to literally code everything itself, which also would cost tokens. Where here, as you can see, it has understood that we need to use the instant canvas skill. So the skill has kicked in, and instant canvas is exactly how to wrangle data. So it's asking Claude to wrangle the data in a format, which is a JSON file, in a format that is intelligible for instant canvas. And then based on that, it's going to render the report that we've asked. So we're going to wait until it's done, and then we're going to have a quick peek. Awesome. So that's it. Here is the report. So these are all the daily rentals for 2011 and 2012. Let me just move to this. And that's it. Like, that was quite quick. We have like all the data we want, all the overview of all those bike shares. So now let's just go ahead and keep asking more questions. We're going to ask, use instant canvas to visualize distribution. I want the full spread by season, box plots, violins, density cloud, a histogram, and a heat map. Include your own personal analysis of all those data in line with the visualization. Okay, so the results are in, and that's it. It did all the analysis and then created like all the different charts I asked it to create. So another charts and plenty of analysis. I'm not going to go into the details of what those charts are and what they can do. Here I'm just throwing curveballs to instant canvas to show you that it's capable to really provide all the visualizations that I've asked for, and based on, and also like create all the different analysis. We'll go one step further and ask it to create like do some machine learning and to get some interesting graphs here. Run a proper unsupervised analysis, standardize the features, run a principal component analysis, then compile your findings and reason about the core insights revealed by this research piece. Then use instant canvas to plot it in 3D colored by season, add a silhouette plot and a dendrogram, and give me a slider to sweep k-means clustering and also include your notes and conclusions wherever it makes the most sense in the final rendering. And what we'll do once that's done, we'll move to like the next part, because I think you pretty much got the point that instant canvas is capable to render a lot of different complex charts and visualizations. So that part is covered. The next step after that will be to create reports. And so we'll do that just after the last report is done, because then we'll be able to ask Claude to combine all the insights, all the research is done right now. And bear in mind that this thing has been running for the last 5 minutes. So like literally in 5 minutes, I've already had like a pretty incredible set of analysis from Claude. And not only I got this crazy analysis, but I also managed to render that with amazing graphs and visualization. So after that, we'll move to the presentation. All right, and the results are in. Let me use this. And here it is. Now we get this really cool PCA 3D graphs, completely interactive. Another one here. We also have like an interactive graph, so for clustering. So here we can see the effect of clustering on this graph, completely dynamic, and more graphs. So that's it. So I think here at this stage you understand how powerful this tool is and how convenient it is to render whatever data you want. So at that point, there's no need, as long as you can get the data inside Claude, Instant Canvas will render it in the best way you can possibly imagine. And at that point, no need to worry about any BI tools. So let's jump now, let's switch gear and move on another problem, which is presenting the data and creating reports. So the problem that we're trying to solve here is that typically, like I said before, we have all those awesome findings and it's time to present it to my audience. And so for the sake of this demo, let's just imagine that we have 3 different types of audience, which requires 3 different formats. So for example, I need a data-driven report for my key stakeholders, another academic white paper for my academic partners to review, and a slide deck to present all our results live. So in my consulting, This would be the typical type of needs I'd have. And the problem is that Claude only produces markdown, and markdown files are not enough for presenting this text to stakeholders or partners. So this problem is also one of the key reasons I created Instant Canvas. So let's see how it would work to help present all the information we got so far into 3 different types of documents that we can share with our partner. So I'll start with a document, a PDF for my key stakeholder, and I'll do something like this. Use Canvas to generate a beautiful report that presents our analysis to my stakeholders, including a description of the data and insights, and that includes the scientific approach we took to reach out our conclusion. Include charts and visualizations to enrich the report to make it very easy to understand. Include a cover page and a cover end page with a table of content, as well as headers and footers. Based on the nature of this report, please find a beautiful image from free image websites. Use a color palette that matches the image that you will use for the front and back cover to make that report consistent in theme and style. So notice here that in this case, I mean, at least in my consulting, the typical problem I have is that not only I need to provide something that is better looking than a markdown, but it also has to be decently good looking. And that's why I like adding a cover, a front page and a back page and a back cover. Typically it's a must. It's not like the panacea, but it really helps. It really helps in terms of making your report look more professional, and also aligning the color palette to the image you're going to use. I mean, to be honest, this is a complete waste of time if you have to do that manually, but here you get that for free thanks to AI. So might as well do it. So let's just let Claude work on this, and then we'll look at the results. Okay, so that's it. The report is done. It found this free cover here that perfectly matches our report. So good job on Claude to figure that out. And this is what it looks like. Awesome. Get all the charts. I notice, so like if you're not happy with the color palette, you can easily change it here. So here we have a lot of presets for color palette. So you can use this one. I mean, obviously here I'm messing around with what Claude did because the color palette was done based on the analysis of that image. Get some dark theme here if you want, and you can also create your own color palette. So that's it. Another really cool thing that you can do is, I'm not sure if this graph shows it, if we have something interactive. No, that's it. I'll show you that in another example. But that's it. And obviously what we can do here is we are going to print this, because that's the whole point, is to have this as a PDF. And open it just to confirm that it's working fine. And that's it. We get a 2.4 megabytes PDF, and that's it. And it's exactly what we wanted. So no more drama with markdown. Now Claude can do beautiful PDFs with amazing graphs. And that makes me very happy, because trust me, if you don't have something like this, it's a total pain in the neck to sort that out. I mean, to at least make it look pretty. So where does that leave us? That leaves us with, the next report we may want to do, which is for example, our academic people. So I do a lot of work with universities for my clients, and they always love their white papers. And something that is also a total pain in the neck are formula and mathematic expressions. So that Instant Canvas also supports this, and I'm going to do a quick demo for this. So we're going to literally write another report, but this time focus for the academic audience. Use the same report as above to create a new one that renders as a white paper to target our academic and scientific readers. Keep charts and visualizations where it makes sense, but don't forget to add explicit mathematical formulas and expressions that were used throughout our research so that they can fully understand how we reach our conclusions. All right, so here's our white paper. I don't know why it took the default, this theme here, but I'll use something more white paperish, so I'll demono here. And that's it. Here is a white paper with an abstract, but the most important thing is that our white paper has formulas. And so now, easy peasy, those formulas are there and there's no more headache with formulas. And Claude will do your formulas and render them super easily. So that's for the white paper. That's it. And the final report I want to share is when we want to do presentations. And same thing with presentations, typically we want something that is kind of good looking too. So same deal, we're just gonna ask Claude to create the presentation for us. That can either be compiled as a PDF or run in presentation mode and take the entire screen of your computer. Use Instant Canvas to create a presentation to present all our insights to our audience. Make it good looking. Feel free to browse for free covers to illustrate our points and our research and our conclusions. Don't forget to include the right number of charts and visualizations to really explain how we got our results. Okay, that's done. So here's the presentation. Again, like nothing rocket science, but it works. It contains all our data, beautifully laid out. Like I said before, you can also like change the color palette if you want in real time. You can present it. So here it is in full screen, and use your full shortcuts to move forward and backward in the presentation. Use the escape to come back to normal view. And obviously you can also print it. And if you print it, it'll print it as a PDF. And that's it. So that concludes the key features of Instant Canvas, from visualizing any type of data you need to creating reports. Now, the last little things I want to show you is the actual interface. You can actually use the top here to browse between folders. So I'm going to go back here. Obviously here you can either move from grid view to list view. Nothing special. I'll show you a different set of features here, because here there's really nothing you can search for document. Be like presentation. This one is gone. You can sort, filter, and so on and so forth. But I'll show that to you using a different folders with images and another type of file that is a bit specific, which is a bit of a special case here, but it's quite interesting in my opinion. So open Instant Canvas in this folder. Now, here is an interesting case. Managing secrets. So this is kind of outside of what everything, like the use case I've presented so far, but it's nonetheless something that happens to me quite often. I very often deal with skills that are poorly written and that literally ask for the user's credentials, whether it's API keys, username, password. Besides skills that are poorly written, there's also the use case where the LLM at some point asks point blank, hey, give me your API keys, I'm going to set you up. And you should literally never do that. The reason is because as soon as you're sharing your secrets, who the hell knows where your secrets are going? Whether they're going to OpenAI servers or Anthropic servers or a Chinese server or a third-party server, it's as soon as you do that, you have absolutely no guarantee that those secrets are not going to be leaked. So as soon as you put username, password, a credential inside a message, assume that it's pretty much being leaked. So how do we mitigate that? Well, there is a better way, though it's not a perfect way, and I'll write a video on how to better manage this. So please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet. Those videos are coming. But typically, the way you would store some of your secrets if you're developing anything is you'll store that into what's called a .env file. So it's just a file with an extension called .env. And there you're just storing key value pairs, and it's a bit safer because then you can put your secrets there and then simply write programs that access those keys without leaking them to the LLM, whatever LLM you're using. It is still unsafe in the sense that because it is inside your code base, the LM can still see it, and they can still say, you know what, I'm going to bypass your program, I'm going to read the .env myself, and I'm going to do the API calls using the secrets. And at that point, you'll still be in trouble. So it's definitely not bulletproof, but it's still a bit better. So obviously, if you need to set up a .env file, and if you need to, at some point, set up secrets in those files, then typically, there's no roadblocks here. You'd simply use your text editor, whatever you're familiar with, open that file, set it up there. However, in my case, I wanted to automate that and simply ask the system to open Instant Canvas. So I can use Instant Canvas to help me set up my secrets in this file, and then it'll do that. So I'll show you how that goes. Here, for example, you can see in this project, I get 2.env file. I can click on them and I can see them here. I can add a new key. By default, notice that everything is hidden. That way, we're not revealing any secrets. If you click on the eye here, you can see the value. And another thing that is cool is that you can, for example, I can save that. So at that point, it'll just write that in your file. But I can also, for example, here, copy this one, this one, this one, and this one, move to the other one and paste it there. And well, the other one already existed, so no need to, they were overwritten, but you can easily, like, that happens very often, that you have a .env staging, .env prod, and in here you can copy paste. I mean, honestly, not a big deal. It's kind of a bit of a wank, this one, but it's there if you're interested. Now, something that is more interesting is the ability to quickly see certain files. So here I get a folder called demo images with an asset folder and many other subfolders, and I might be interested to only look at all the images. So here you can go and filter and say, and click images and include subfolders, and it'll show you all the all the files. Now, again, you may ask yourself, well, why do I need this? Like, I can do that in Windows, I can do that in macOS. Well, to be honest, for me, I'm using a Mac, and sometimes I find the Finder is a complete pain in the neck. Sometimes I find it extremely painful to just actually very quickly scan through all my pictures. And this becomes a complete pain in the neck when I'm using a tool like Gemini or Seed Dream from Higgsfield to generate a lot of images for my assets, for my ads, for my marketing campaigns. And typically the way it works is that I generate a lot of those pictures and I select the one I like and the one I don't like. And here you'll notice that there's this little icon here that says watching in the top left. That means that if a file is being added here, it'll automatically appear. So you don't have to refresh. This is watching your folders, and as soon as an image is being created by Gemini or Seed Dreams, then I'll see the image or the video or whatever. So that's very useful. Another thing that is useful here is that if you long press, you can multi-select. And once those are selected, you can go back to Claude and say, hey, what image are selected? Can you please move them to a different folder? Or can you do this, or can you do that? Can you delete them? Can you rename them or whatever? So that's very easy. That's also a convenience where you can just select your images, and then once they're selected, you can simply say, use Instant Canvas to tell me which image are being selected. And then the skill will understand what to do to actually extract and figure out what image you've just selected here. And it's very convenient, again, if you're dealing with text to images or text to videos, then those systems typically generate a lot of images or videos or assets, and it's useful to be able to select them and refer that back in. That's how you move from selecting here to talking back to Claude. What else? I think that's it. I've shown the filter. That's it. I think that's good enough. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you understand how useful this tool could be for you. I hope it is. I hope you're going to give it a shot. Also, I really hope you check out HappySkills, because this product is now live. I haven't officially announced it yet, but you can literally, for example, Remotion. Remotion is a skill I love. It's an amazing, and to be honest, Instant Canvas is definitely inspired from Remotion, where Remotion best practices, I think this is called best. Remotion allows you to edit video using Claude, and this is an amazing skill. I use that all the time to edit, even sometimes this video. And so I have already like over 60,000 skills on HappySkills. So most likely the skill you're looking for, you can find it on HappySkills. So yeah, please check it out. Check out this project. It's completely free. If you want to create an account, you can create an account and for free. And once you have an account, you can create your own skills. The great thing with HappySkills is that I've also baked all the best practices to create skills. In my opinion, creating skills is actually quite complicated if you really want to follow best practices, and even I find the recommendation from Anthropic are not enough. So in our battle tested, I'm writing a lot of skills. You can check out my profile, which is here. That's it, this guy here, and I'll put that in the link below. You'll see like all my skills here and what they do, and I intend to create a lot more videos about skills, the skills that I like, the skills that I use that make me like 50 times more productive than before. And yeah, so please consider subscribing if you like this video, and if you're interested on how to become extremely productive with agentic workflows and agentic programming, and if you're interested in learning how to leverage skills. All right, thanks for your time. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.